start with an opening statement and then questions.
Well, obviously, it's good to come out with a win. I think we started flat. I think that was evident. I think some credit goes to them. They were their shooters were ready to come in here and make shots, and we kind of dared them to do it, and they did. And but I did think you're going to talk to Sarah Liberatore here in a second, and I thought she came in the game and hit a really big shot for us when we just were out of sorts, and we kind of looked like we weren't sure how we were going to make it happen. And so we definitely eventually did that, meaning make it happen. But we've got to grow. We've got to grow, and we've got to improve. We got to get our chemistry back a little bit better. I just got done telling them that. Obviously, I was in there for a little bit. The sequence that I went through to them was we were down 2 points at Michigan State with a minute to go, and we dribbled the ball off our leg, and they scored. So it was 81-77 at that point, and then we stepped out of bounds with 30 seconds to go in the game on a Big Ten floor that we had played really well and tough and hung in there all day. And we just haven't been the same since, and that doesn't make sense to me. We really went in there and played well and managed that game well and counterpunched runs from them, made our own. We were just carrying ourselves so much different. And, that the change and trying to get there with them, it starts from my point of view, and I have to clearly be better about messaging and what's important and move it forward, and they've got to respond a little bit too. So it's good to win. I'm glad we flipped the switch and got it done, and we've got to get steady, and we've got to get in a better headspace for Las Vegas and on to conference play, which is coming around the corner.
How frustrating is that to know that you've been talking about this message all throughout the last couple of weeks, and to get that slow start against any other opponent? Would that have been detrimental?
Yes.
What's the messaging?
Yes, and I'm not. That's not taking anything away from Alderson Broaddus. But if we do that against Louisiana Tech, or we do that against Oakland this weekend, we're in a really bad way, And so it is frustrating, but I also look at it like, well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's the message, Maybe it's the message. Maybe I've got to alter it again, and what I'm saying isn't working. And but I am still high on the ability of this team, and confidence is shaky right now for us, and it has been since the sequence that I gave you. We've been a different little squad since then. So adversity's good. It's good for us if we bow up and take it head on, and I think we will eventually.
Coach, talk about the first quarter tonight. You guys did get off that so sharp. You got to bring a lot more of your reserves to kind of help out. Just talk about kind of having to manage that first quarter a little bit and having to bring in like a Liberatore, Mitra. Goodnoy will not come in until like the game's at hand. Talk about how you had to manage that the first minutes of the game.
Well, we're a little banged up now, and if you would have saw us yesterday in practice, we were even more banged up yesterday than we were today. And I think that you're right. Our wing situation was kind of gutted tonight, and yet that doesn't mean. I mean, we're a team that has a lot of people that I have a confidence in. So it doesn't necessarily mean because Sarah doesn't usually come in until later that I don't think she can't go in there and impact a game. And so, but it is different. I mean, Kia Civils she's a game changer with her energy level. Cece Mays, when you watched her the first couple games of the year, she was really doing that on the glass. And so, we needed to find that from somebody else. And I hats off to Sarah for feeling that, what I was feeling, and, really coming in and finding a way to kind of change the game a little bit. So that's what you need out of everybody. Be ready when your number's called and go do the thing. You don't have to do anything outside of your lane. You just have to be good at what you're good at. And that's up and down this thing. That's where we got to get our heads wrapped around. I don't have to do anything superhuman. All of us together doing the things we're good at is a pretty good team. So That's part of college basketball, managing stuff like that. It was different. I think that we got through it. I think you saw that, and we had some people, Sarah, really step up and play well.
Do you think that maybe with the health situation, as you try to figure out, where you go from here, are you going to play around a little bit more with your lineups? You still pretty happy with your rotations, your chemistry?
Well, I think chemistry, no. I talked about that a little bit ago, But we're just going to have to figure out who's available, and I think it's good for somebody like Sarah. She hadn't played in a couple games. I think she might have played against maybe Purdue. Maybe it was the last time she was out there. So I think it's good when you start to get banged up in this part of the season. That they did get some minutes. So I think that will help. I hope to get the other two back quickly, but you don't know. You don't know. So everybody's got to be ready, and we got to figure out a way forward no matter what.
You talk about getting that quickly. Have you been given a timetable on Mays and Sybil's when they could potentially be back?
Well, I think we're hoping that we're close. That's what I'll tell you. But we're also, you're also a practice away from this or that, and that's the way it is this time of year. You've practiced for a long time, and it starts to wear on you. So, we only have 4 healthy posts right now. So we lost Mo Matthews before the season ever started, and Sam LaFont is out too. So we're going through it a little bit right now, and this is a better time of year than the end to go through it. So hopefully we get it turned around. Here's Sarah. Ask her a bunch of questions.